because I might need you to send me the 2 interviews across, if that's all right, so I can edit it. Cheers. I'll just go and find my mum.
The only thing is, it might be a bit big to send the file. I don't know how big it is. I can
tell you what. Would one of you two mind recording the show, the audio?
I'll record the show.
Just because I don't.
That's what I was going to do anyway.
Right, just because I don't want to put too much pressure on mine.
Yeah. Sound. Why is it not letting me do it? Is it mixer? Is it volume mixer? I'm on sound settings, and where it says output device, it don't come up with headphones. Manage sound devices.
Right. The stream is working.
Sound.
So you're in audio hardware, Connor, yeah?
Well, I'm in. Oh, I'm not. This is on my actual computer. I'm on settings, the sound settings.
So can you not hear anything coming out your headphones?
I can. Yeah, I can hear stuff coming out my headphones, but I'm just wondering if it'll. Like if I'm recording, will it record with the quality of my headphones, or will it record with that shit computer?
Well, try and record something and see what happens.
I mean, if you're recording with headphones,
change audio hardware settings on Audition.
If you're recording with headphones, it'll be it'll come through. It'll record what comes through your headphones.
So you need to go into Audition, edit, preferences.
Right. Yeah, on preferences.
And audio hardware.
Yep.
And then default input.
Yep. It says microphone or no input.
You need stereo. You need to go into your actual computer settings and activate stereo mix.
So volume mixer.
No.
Because I've right-clicked on the sound thing and it says open sound settings. Volume mixer.
Sound settings.
Sound settings. Right, so I'm on sound settings and it says sound output, choose your output device, speakers, no other option. And then I scroll down to input and it says, hang on, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Right, one sec. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. With the second bit louder there, or the first? 'Cause I'm trying to work out which microphone it's actually using.
I think it's coming through your laptop.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
I'll tell you what you need to do. If it's the same as mine, which I assume it is, under Master Volume, it should be a button that says Manage Sound Devices.
Right, okay. So I'm on settings.
Yeah, sound settings.
Sound settings, Master Volume. It says
Manage Sound Devices.
Oh, I think I saw that a second ago. Oh, yeah. Manage Sound Devices.
Go on there.
And then it says speakers, microphone.
Yeah.
That's all it says.
And then does it not disable at the bottom? It should say stereo mix.
No, it doesn't say that.
Mine does say that. Okay.
I'll just text Brownie, say that we're just trying to sort a couple of technical issues.
Oh. Right, that hasn't worked. How am I going to get the link for it?
Connor?
Yeah.
If you go into sound, if you type in the search sound mix.
On the settings, sound mixer options, right, I've got that now.
Go in there.
Yeah.
And then should be one that says Skype.
Yes, there is.
What does it say if you click input?
Yes, there is.
What does it say if you click input?
Yes, there is.
Something changed. I can hear myself.
That would. So on the input there is default. Without football.
It's a strange time. Like, if you're injured or whatever, then there's always football on the telly, but there's nothing at all. So it's gone from 100 to nothing, really. You've gone from playing every week in the middle of the season at the business end, really, to nothing. It's strange. Obviously, it's nothing that anyone's ever had before. So you don't really know how to cope with it. You just got to keep yourself busy as you can, not involving football, really.
I guess
as well. It's a weird time.
Sorry, Chappers, go on, son.
Sorry, mate. I was going to say, obviously, it's a weird time. Nobody's really ever been in this situation before. The decision's obviously been made to cancel the season. What do you think about that?
I feel sorry for the people in the positions of power, because they're going to upset someone in my division, in Buxton's division. They were a team 12 points clear at top of the league, who we played against twice, and they were the best team in the league by a mile, and they deserve really to go up. We're 80% through the season, so for me, I think there'd be better ways to decide it. For me, I think you could have gone for points per game. Like I said, you're 80% of the way through the season, so not a lot is going to change now. So I do feel sorry for the teams at the top of the league, but also it's given the teams at the bottom of the league a lifeline. So, like I said, it's going to upset someone, and they've had to make tough decisions. And even though I don't agree with them, there's not a lot you can do about it.
And I know with Buxton as well, you weren't obviously in a massive promotion race, but I still suppose it's all your work, the hard work of the season, just gone out of the window. How annoying is that for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we were 80%. I think we had 9 games left, which is still time to finish as high as you can. Really, that's what you start your season in July. You go to pre-season, and you have 9 months worth of hard work to finish the season in a place as high as you can. And even though it's not affected Buxton in the sense that they've got relegated or anything like that, they'd have finished comfortably in mid-table anyway. It's just a bit annoying that you can't get a final product of your night, like you said, 9 months of hard work.
Do you think it's been decided too early what's going to happen? Obviously, there's still, quite a bit of time before next season would have started. It doesn't start till back end of August. Do you think it's been decided too soon?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Because I know it's a long way off the division that I play in, but the Premier League, the Football League, hasn't decided anything. So for me, there's going to be knock-on effects all the way down. You've got teams like Barrow, who are top of the National League, who could potentially still be getting promoted if the Football League decides to carry on the season. So surely then that's going to have a knock-on effect all the way down, because you're going to need promotions and relegations. So for me, it's even the FA, even with the cancelling of the season, the Friday the Football League and Premier League got cancelled, I was still supposed to be playing on the Saturday. It ended up getting called off, but the FA didn't take charge of the situation then and said no football across the board. So, and they haven't done the same again now. So I think it is too early, definitely, because you can always finish this season and make up for it. Football across the board.
How difficult do you think it'll be for non-league clubs to survive this?
I think it is too early, definitely, because you can always finish
income.
But it's going to be hard because they've not got no guaranteed cash flow now. There's no rich chairman in Football League. They've obviously got money, but they've not got the millions and billions that you have in the Premier League that can afford to pay the players. I know wages are relative in the non-league compared to what the chairmans have to spend, but they still need money to run the club, and you've seen it all over Twitter already. You're seeing GoFundMe pages and just giving pages already, and that's what are we 3 weeks into this football hiatus, so it's only going to get worse because people are on contract, people are expected to be paid even at my level. So unless the club want to lose players, which they're going to risk losing players by not paying them because they can't afford to, there's going to be problems definitely down the line, and I can see it. There's going to be problems in the Football League, so the non-league's going to struggle definitely.
And I guess one of the big issues that's been talked about is club sponsorship as well. companies have sponsored clubs for what they thought would be 12 months or a full season, they're probably, chances are going to want some money back. That's also going to affect the clubs in terms of money coming in, isn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely 100%. It's across the board in life at the moment. People are going to lose money because they can't go to work, companies can't run, and that's going to have a snowball effect on football. I think football fans think that football is untouchable and no matter what, it's going to be fine, it's going to be able to run its course, but this is the first real time in our lifetime, and probably anyone's lifetime at the moment, that football might struggle, and you might see a number of football clubs across non-league and football league going bust, but then it's going to leave a mess for the future because you're going to have uneven leagues, and I don't know how they're going to work that, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
You're seeing a lot of professional clubs put their staff on furlough leave. I know it's very different at your level, but are there any sort of ways that you can still get some income personally for yourself throughout this time? I know it's only part-time, but is there any way that government's helping?
Yeah, like I said, I've just sat in for Kings Lynn this week, so I'm in a bit of a different situation. They're paying players a percentage of the wage as long as they can. So as a kind of retainer type situation to secure your services for next year. That was also spoke about at Buxton, but I'd left before anything materialised for that. But it's all right, clubs saying stuff like this, but they've got to have the cash flow to be able to do so. And quite a lot of chairmen in the non-league have construction businesses, manual businesses, and if they get shut down, then that's going to have a snowball effect onto the money that they can put into the football clubs. So at the moment, there's plans in place to still be getting paid because, like I said, people are on contract, so they're owed money until the first week in May. So clubs are trying their best, but it's a difficult situation.
And obviously, you mentioned it there about Kings Lynn. You know, you've moved from Buxton to Kings Lynn, a move up the leagues. How did that one come about, and when did you first find out about it? Classic football question, that.
Definitely. And another classic football answer, you hear about it all the time. It comes about so quickly. So I heard about interest on last Monday. We'd all been, I don't know if you saw the statement from the Northern Premier League that they'd laid all players off. So we got a letter Friday morning from Buxton saying that we'd all been laid off for the time being. We were still registered to the club, but there was no obligation to pay us anymore. And then on Monday, I had a phone call from the chairman at Kings Lynn saying that they'd made an approach to Buxton. So that was Monday afternoon. By Monday evening, a bid had been accepted. And then we had to get rushed through by Thursday of last week because the registration finishes Thursday to play in the National League for the last 9 games. So they rushed it through. So I think in the space of 48 hours, it had all been turned around and sorted.
How frustrating is that then? You've just joined a club. I bet you've had not really any chance to meet your teammates or anything, have you? And you must be dying to get going as well.
No, all contracts, everything had to be signed over Skype and faxing and email and stuff. And yeah, I'd have been playing my first game on Saturday, and with the position they are in the league, it'd have been an exciting time to play for the club.
So you've just joined Kings Lynn now, obviously, Alex, and talk to us about if you've got any sort of personal goals for the upcoming season, obviously, if football ever does return.
The club, speaking to everyone at the club, the chairman, the manager, the chief executive, they're ambitious, and you see from their position in the league, it's their first season in that division, and they've taken it by storm. To be fair, they're above a lot of historic football league clubs, and watching them from afar, obviously I ain't kept much tabs on them closely this season because you concentrate on yourself, but they play football the right way, and the manager Ian Culverhouse, who was a fullback as well, played at a very good level, which was another reason I was buzzing with a move. He spoke to me, and the way he wants me to play suits me down to the ground, so it's an exciting time to to be at the club. And like I said, hopefully the season restarts, or the other avenue that people spoke about, points per game, would work in our favour and would promote us as champions. So that's another avenue they're looking at.
I was going to say, if you look at the table, obviously York City are currently sitting top, then it's Kings Lynn second. However, York have played 4 more games than Kings Lynn have, and they're only 3 points in front. So if you win those 4 games, you're a good 9 points clear. So it's an exciting time to be joining the club, and a club that's clearly going in the right direction. Yeah,
definitely. Like I said, another big factor was the way that they play football, and you see clips of the goals on Twitter, on Facebook, and they try and play football the quote-unquote right way. You have different managers with different philosophies, but especially in that division and the division that I play in, there's quite a lot of air ball, and some teams play the typical non-league. But what was refreshing about speaking to the manager is he wants to build play up. He wants to play teams off the park really the right way, and he wants to play with quote-unquote, again, modern-day fullbacks, which suits me down to the ground, and was, like I said, a reason why I wanted to sign for the club. And like you said, the league position sells itself as well. They've had a few dodgy results in the last few games, or they would have been top of the league. So everyone at the club's wanting to get back to, when we finally do get back to playing, winning ways, and hopefully that will take us up the division again.
And at 21 now, you've had quite a few little steady moves up, haven't you? Going from Sheffield FC and then making your way up to Buxton and now to Kings Lynn. I'm guessing that the aim's very much to make that next step into the National League, but hopefully with Kings Lynn, ideally.
Yeah, definitely. Kings Lynn, like I said, they're ambitious, and I felt it was the right time to move for me. Everything was right about the move. It suited me, down from the squad of players, the way they play, the manager, the infrastructure behind it, the club's ambition. The chairman is as well. He wants to be able to compete with the teams like Chesterfield, Wrexham, even Barrow at the top of the league. He says that's the aim, and with incentives in stuff like your contract to get promoted, the club is aiming to be, without sounding silly, a football league club in the not too distant future.
That'll be very good. Are you having to commute to Kings Lynn then, or are you going to be living down there?
Yeah, at the moment, there's a lad from Sheffield as well, and there's a few on the way, so there's a bit of a car school, so it won't be as bad. But I think plans are spoken about for if they get promoted, they want to go full time in the summer, whenever that may be. So yeah, at the moment I will be commuting, but hopefully if everything goes to plan, if they decide the season on points per game, or if we finish the season and we get promoted, then the plans are in place to start the season in the National League as a full-time club, which would involve relocating down there.
That's it, boys. We all happy, or anything else to add?
I'm happy with that.
No,
if everybody else is,
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do a close-in then?
Yeah, you may as well.
Brilliant. Alex, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you. I know you've got quite a few different interviews to do for us for all the different papers and what have you today, but real pleasure that you've given up a bit of your time to have a chat to us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, and I hope everyone stays well through these times.
You as
and
well,
you, mate.
Take care.
Look after
Cheers.
yourself.
Thank you.
Sure.
See you later.
In a bit.
Right, so I'll stop that recording.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's going to go up next?
You do it, Connor.
Right. Okay then. So this is the who are you? Who am I round? Sorry.
I'm not very good at these. Just as pre-warning, and I'm not very good at these.
Good. Well, you've got time to answer them. It starts off easy and then it does get challenging because we've got to make sure that the proper nerds, have something to answer. So the first one is actually a retired player. His career. Oh yeah, I need to explain what we do first in this round. So I read out who the player's played for, and then you've got to guess who the player is based on that club. The first one, it's a long list. So deep breath. PSG, Arsenal, Real Madrid, PSG, then a loan spell at Liverpool, Man City, Fenerbahce, Bolton, Chelsea, Shanghai Shenhua, and then a short-lived loan spell at Juventus, West Brom, then Mumbai City.
Oh, I know that.
So I think that's probably the easiest one because the rest of them get pretty difficult, and it might be too difficult on reflection, but it is what it is. The second one, Le Havre's reserves, Poissy, I think, Chesterfield, and then when he was at Chesterfield, he went on loan to Tranmere, Oxford, and Stevenage. Leyton Orient in 2017. I didn't know he played for them. I can't remember this happening, but apparently it did. Blackpool, Barocca, and then back to Blackpool. Currently at Blackpool.
Oh, I know that one. I think.
The third one. This is a difficult one. Blackburn. I'm not gonna put loan clubs in because it's too long and there's too many teams to read out. So permanent spells: Blackburn, Northampton, Barnsley, Port Vale, Chesterfield, Northampton, Swindon, and Cambridge.
Is he currently at Cambridge?
No, I'm not going to. Yeah, I'll tell you, he's currently at Yeovil. The third one, I'm not going to tell you what club he's currently at because you what? Sorry.
Fourth one.
Yep, sorry, fourth one. Yeah, I'm losing count. The fourth one, I'm not going to tell you what club he's at now because it makes it too easy. So he started off at Arsenal, didn't make any appearances, and then he went to Yeovil, then Bristol City, and now he's currently playing in the EFL. But that's all I'm going to give you. And finally, I've actually just found out that he's still at Rotherham, and he's been on loan to Harrogate Railway, Harrogate Town, Carlisle United, and he's currently on loan in the EFL with another club.
Sorry, who was after Harrogate Town?
So sorry, I said Harrogate Town.
Yeah.
I meant Harrogate Railway.
Not Harrogate Town.
Sorry, he was at Harrogate Railway, then Harrogate Town, then Carlisle. All three loan spells. He's now at. I nearly said it, and I shouldn't be. I'm not going to give it away.
But he's still. Is he on loan at this current club, or is he permanent? So he's on loan from Rotherham.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And that's my round done.
Right.
Okay, I think I only know one of them. I should know that first one, and I can't think who it is.
If you listen back, you'll find them out. You'll get them. Hadfield, did you have any? Know any there? Do you think?
No, I'm going to be honest. I didn't hear a word of it, but I will listen back. Never mind. Let's give you a bit of a different round now, as we're gonna give you some football stadia. You know, when you do a pub quiz, there's always one question that comes up: name which football team plays at a stadium, and we're gonna give you 5 stadiums. We just need the teams that play there, and don't worry, San Siro isn't one of them. Otherwise, people would get.
Would it be better? Right, depending on how hard your questions are, would it not be better to name the club and then ask what stadium they play at?
Well, put it this way. Let's keep it easy-ish, especially after your quite difficult "Who Am I" round. So we're going to start you off with a pretty easy one. We're looking for Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Hang on a minute. I thought we were doing it the other way around.
You've given us. Ah, you got to keep to that theme now.
All right, fair enough.
I've come
Wolves,
confused
Wolverhampton
enough.
Wanderers. What stadium do they play at?
I know
Fair
that
enough. Then we'll need, for your second one, the Wolves. Otherwise known as Wolfsburg. Where do they play?
Oh, I've no idea.
Oh, that's backfired on me because I don't know the name of their ground.
Sponsorship names are allowed. Third one, we'll go back to Britain and we'll give you Tannadice Park. Who plays at Tannadice Park? Your fourth one, let's head over to Spain. And we're looking for the team this time that plays at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium.
Oh,
This is Hadfield's favourite, this.
And the fifth one to finish up. Let's stick in Spain and go to the only stadium I've been to that's not in Britain, and that's known as La Rosaleda. Who plays at Estadio La Rosaleda?
I think I know it.
So those are your five ground.
see, I wasn't expecting the European ones, but I quite like that.
No, that threw me, Hadfield, I'll be honest. I expected British ones. I've done well on British ones.
Always mixing things up. Right, we've done that bit.
Let me stop recording that.
Right. Someone just talk me through what's going on here, because at the moment